You defeat the Anemo Hypostasis by lowering its HP to around 5%, collecting 4 orbs it spawns, thus preventing it from healing and then dealing the killing blow. In this video I'm going to show you how to get 3 secret achievements while fighting the cube, as well as how to easily defeat it. Let's start with the latter, going over its 7 attacks. Just a quick note, the boss is only going to take damage from your attacks when its core is exposed. First attack we are going to talk about is when the cube flies into the air and turns into Crystalfly, dealing AoE damage. It then follows up with a wind blade attack. If you get hit by first attack, it's very likely you're going to get hit by the second one as well. There are 2 attacks the cube can do when it moves to you, and this is one of them. It pulls you towards the core while dealing damage and then exploding for even more damage. Try to dash away, since the explosion cannot be dodged by dash iframes. The second attack that is indicated by moving towards you is this clap attack. It can be easily dodged by dash iframes or running behind the cube. There are also 2 attacks that it can do when moving away from you, one of them being this meteor attack. It's very easy to dodge and it's going to create 3 wind currents. These are going to be very important later. Also note that the boss is not going to be vulnerable after this attack ends. Second attack indicated by moving away is this turret one, when it's going to shoot 3 missiles at you. Very easily dodged by just running sideways, and the cube is also vulnerable while performing this attack. When it teleports to the center of the arena, it's going to constantly deal AoE damage in a small area around it, as well as spawn 8 tornadoes that are going to move and deal damage on their own, which is going to be important if you want to get one of the 3 achievements. Each tornado leaves an elemental orb once the attack ends. After the tornado attack ends, it's going to perform meteor attack and then one of the 5 attacks mentioned before, and then it's going to teleport to you and start spinning. It will proceed to absorb 3 orbs left in the air, releasing shockwaves, dealing huge AoE damage and healing for 5% of its HP for each orb it absorbs. To dodge this attack, I recommend that you stay close to the edge of the arena when you know this attack is about to happen, and then start running once the boss teleports. With that said, the boss is going to repeat these 7 attacks until you lower its HP to around 5%. Once it gets that low, it enters a second wind phase, in which you have to collect the 4 orbs it spawns. If you fail to collect all of them, it's going to heal for about 15% of its HP per orb, and you will have to lower its HP again and collect the remaining orbs in the next second wind phase. If you manage to collect all of them in one go, the boss will not heal and you can kill it after it's vulnerable. Also, by collecting all the orbs in one go, you unlock your first hidden achievement. The second achievement requires you to simply gather 10 orbs in a single fight with the cube. Remember how I told you the meteor attack and the wind current it creates is important? Now you know why. You will have to use them to reach orbs left by tornado attack, because they are unreachable otherwise. The third achievement is hardest to obtain. During the vacuum burst attack, the boss collects 3 orbs left in the air and creates a shockwave with corresponding element, Anemo by default. To get this achievement, the cube has to perform a cryo, electro, hydro and pyro shockwave in a single fight. To make it do this, you have to have a character of each element present on your team and infuse tornadoes it creates with corresponding element. You can use elemental skills, bursts or charge attacks to infuse them. After the attack ends, a tornado infused with element will leave an orb of that element. It's not possible to infuse an orb. Be sure to use wind currents to get rid of the pesky Anemo orbs, as to increase the chance of the boss to absorb the infused orb. Remember that it's okay to do this over multiple rotations of the tornado and vacuum burst attacks, since it's really impossible to do this in one go, because the boss can absorb only 3 orbs and you need a shockwave of 4 different elements. After all the elemental shockwaves have been triggered, kill the boss and claim the achievement. And with that said, you now not only know how to kill the Anemo cube, but also how to get some free Primogems while doing so. And you know what's funny? In this video I talk about how to obtain hidden achievements by fighting that boss, so why don't you go ahead and get some more free Primogems for yourself?